Okay, I think we are live. Hello, hello. See if I can get a few viewers in tonight. It is Monday night, so maybe more people are using YouTube tonight than usual. Let's see if we can get stuff going here. Share this on my Twitter. I think I have like a little more of a following now. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. Post this on Blogger or Tumblr. See how it goes. Looks like we got one person in here already. So if you say hello if you guys are just joining in. And let me know if you guys are here or not. Let's see. No, I don't want to leave. Cancel. Cancel. Let me check out YouTube itself. Samsung has been MIA, so has Rob Crabtree. My usual 5 viewers that usually watch my YouTube videos. Kind of looks grainy, doesn't it look? Maybe that's just me. It looks like somebody gave me a like. Thanks whoever gave me that like, by the way. Oh, okay, let's try this. Let me give myself a like today. Oh man, Samsung, you're gonna be the life of the party. Well, let's see how long you last here, I guess. How's it going, guys? Just decided to do a random live stream tonight. It's not anything crazy, I think. Thinking about getting another review unit, so hopefully I can get some of y'all's feedback. What's up, Samsung? My next review unit will actually probably be another Samsung device, so we'll see how it's going. Samsung's been kind of, getting a lot of, I guess, publicity in the media as of late. You know what I mean? With the new Samsung Galaxy lineup, the Samsung Galaxy S20, the S20 Plus, and the S20 Ultra, which to me is pretty crazy. You know what I mean? They're kind of like one-upping iPhones in a way, because iPhone, you only really have the iPhone 11 and then the 11 Pro, but now they're busting out 3 variants, and they did the same thing last year. Samsung came out with the the S10, the S10 Plus, and then the S10e, which is kind of like their light version of it, I guess. But I wouldn't consider the S10e a light version to any stretch of the imagination. Sophia, come on, get over here, uglies. All right, these dogs. Sorry, guys. These dogs are having their fun. They lied about the foldable glass. Hey, what's up, TSB? Long time no see. The bell turned on. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just YouTube's way of hating on lower, I guess, subscribed YouTubers. I guess they don't want us to be successful in a way. So I know, like, I could definitely know what's going on there as far as like why it's not giving notifications. So like I'm getting the notifications through email, but I'm not getting push notifications through YouTube, which is just weird, I guess. Samsung says I'm actually it's plastic. So you're saying that that's not. Let's see. So you're saying the new foldable flip phone is not. It's not like a glass. It's plastic. I know Quinn Nelson, aka Snazzy Labs, was having issues with his. He was posting on Twitter the other day about the Samsung Galaxy Flip, which it looks like a good phone to me. Like I would probably get it within a couple of years if I decide to get away from iOS and the iPhone. Now currently I'm not like in love with what iPhone is doing, I guess. You know what I mean? Okay, Samsung says he got YouTube notifications. Don't forget to hit that like bell or like button, guys. TSB, thanks for joining in. Samsung, again, thanks for being here tonight. It's been a while. I tried doing a few live streams last week, and I don't know if there was just no notifications going out. Both of them were utter failures. I think I did one for like Valentine's Day, and I did one a few days after, and I did not get any viewers. I got like maybe one viewer, which was King of Tech. Or wait, is it King of Tech Deals? No, it's Tech for Your Needs. So big shout out to Tech for Your Needs for joining in on those chats both times. I think I've been pretty good, man. I mean, I've been working, there really hasn't been a lot going on with me as far as like my YouTube channel goes. I've just been kind of I've been really busy with my job, of course. I like one thing that I probably have already mentioned to you guys in the past is that I don't really have a set work schedule. So there's weeks where I'm going to be either closing and opening, or I'll be closing and then opening the direct day afterwards for my job. So it's a little bit tiring, and sometimes it's just kind of hard to balance out like work and the YouTube life and just doing stuff like this for you guys, as far as like just putting out content in general. You know what I mean? So thanks for joining in. I really appreciate you guys being here. I put up some new wall art on my wall there from a local artist, Pokemon drawings, which I love, by the way. So let's see. Jerry rigged everything, did the scratch test, and did not scratch like glass. Okay. I've never really followed that YouTube channel, Jerry rigged everything, but I've heard a lot of interesting things about it, by the way. What's up, Michael Hill? How's it going, bro? Long time no see, bro. Looks like I finally got like 4 or 5 viewers in here tonight. Thank God. Like, I hope you guys are getting the notifications, by the way. We're over here talking about Samsung devices. I'm thinking about getting the A20s device possibly as a review unit, just for the heck of it. I did get the A30s, but I did give that away as a gift. So part of the requirements of me giving that phone away though to a local friend was that that person will review the phone. So I will be getting a video eventually on the review for that phone, and then I'll be posting it to my channel. So let's see. I just happened to look and you were on. I was lucky. TSB. See, I don't know what's going on with no notifications. Then I just went on, like literally. I just literally turned on the live stream. So I've only been on for about a good 6 minutes. So I'm glad that you guys are just lucky. I wouldn't waste money on the Z Flip just yet, man. Or I wouldn't get any. I wouldn't get the Motorola Razr, or I wouldn't get the Z Flip from Samsung, or whatever you want to call it. I really wouldn't. I would really wait to see what people are saying, how the phone's working over the long haul. I feel like these phones are still kind of like in the prototype era, and even though they're still relatively new, I wouldn't get it. You know what I mean? Unless Samsung kind of backs up their item with like some specific warranty that they'll just fix all the free ones. I haven't really watched too many videos on the A71, but I'm kind of flabbergasted on why Samsung has so many mid-range devices now. Like, it's ridiculous. Start with the Galaxy A10, you have the A20, the A20s, the A30, the A30s. They have the Galaxy A40. I don't know if they have the A40s. Then they have the 50, the 51, and then the 71. And I'm just like, my gosh, like there's so many options for like mid-range devices nowadays. It's pretty ridiculous. I'm over here still with my Nexus 4 device. Like, I think I want to put out a few videos on this, by the way, guys. I think I want to do a gaming video on this in like 2019. You see, look, I got the notification that I was live streaming on here on this phone. So I don't know what's going on. So if I can get the notification here, then everyone should get the notification. Let's see if I can actually get a. There you go, man. Look at that. I'm live streaming. Oh, yeah. The Nexus 4, guys, in 2020, and it still works. This phone is still pretty snappy for what it is, guys. I mean, I kind of love that it's still. I mean, I hate that it only has 16 gigs of RAM. I would really want to tie this down with like memory hogging apps or whatever, just to see like how it performs in 2020. But unfortunately, like I don't really have that many options to download like a lot of memory hogging apps. I did download PUBG, and I downloaded Sonic, I guess, on it. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try those games out just to see how well they perform. I might download Real Racing 3 also, which is like a racing game, I guess. Yeah, in 2012, it was so simple to choose from phones, right? They didn't have, I mean, they had, I guess you could say they had mid-range phones back in the day, but not to the extent to what we have nowadays, where it's just like you have so many options, and not just with Samsung, Motorola. I think Motorola is probably, like, in my opinion, one of the top dog phone companies that has like good solid mid-range devices. LG would probably be a close third. I would put Samsung on top because they have more phones. Motorola, I still feel like Motorola has better mid-range phones, and then LG probably would be, and then you can go with brands like Umidigi and like Bold, or how do you say Blue, BLU, with that, because they have a lot of inexpensive devices. So let's see, the notification is usually 5 to 10 minutes late for me. I wonder why. I wonder what's going on with that. I wish we had a lot more options like we had with the Nexus 4. Yeah, I mean, I wish we could have flagship devices like the Nexus 4, but you know what? You can still work with phones like ZTE, you know what I mean? Which, this is what, again, the A7 Prime, and this phone works relatively well. Let's see, is my fingerprint working? Maybe not. Not recognized. Hold on. There you go. It was trying to capture my face over here. That's why. But you have good phones like this that are still pretty snappy, still pretty good, and get the job done as far as like good looking screen, decent looking build, pretty okay camera, for the price. Less than $100, I think. This is again the A7 Prime, so I mean that's visible mobile for you. So the Z4, I feel like Motorola kind of failed with the Z series. You're saying the Z4 is a good value. It might be a good value, but for what they were, like I remember the Motorola Z phones were supposed to be like these cool, innovative phones. Mimic Chan says, loving your outfit, by the way. Oh, thanks. I think I know who that is, by the way. Mimic Chan, shout out to you, by the way. Thanks for joining in tonight. We're talking about Samsung phones and phone screens or whatever. So join in on the chat if you like anything tech. Go ahead and join in on the conversation here. So I'm over here talking about mid-range devices, not so much flagship devices like the iPhone. Like me, I have an iPhone 11. Even the iPhone 11 is still considered a mid-range, or I wouldn't consider it a mid-range, but this wouldn't be like the top dog of its phone company or whatever. So whoa, I got 9 viewers now, guys. Wow, y'all are making me blush over here. Or maybe that's Mimic Chan over here. I hope I'm saying that right, by the way. Mimic. Yeah, okay, Mimic Chan. Okay, yeah. I'm saying that right. Sounds good. Have you ever thought about getting the Umidigi F2? Not really. I would probably get, what was the other phone by Umidigi? There was another one. Not the F2, though. I was considering getting the other one with the fingerprint sensor in the middle. Let's see. TSB says it looks like a good phone. I just wish it could be unlocked. The A7 Prime. I mean, I'm sure eventually ZTE will probably throw out a unlocked version of it. I mean, I guess that you can still go get like phones like the Axon or that other phone that costs like about $160. I forget. I probably wouldn't get the Power 3. I would probably stick with the A5 Pro or even wait for the A6 Pro, because the only thing that the Power 3 has going for it is the battery, basically. She's asking, is your camera on that iPhone good quality? It definitely is. I really have been impressed by what the iPhone had, or just the iPhone 11, and not having that third ultra wide angle lens can do. I've taken a lot of video with this that I've posted up on my YouTube channel. I've taken a lot of great pictures, especially I'm just so shocked how good the night shots on this camera can take, and I'm just really surprised how well even though the lens, these Sony lenses probably are not that great on the just how well the pictures are taken. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Mikey Tech? How's it going, man? Thanks for joining in tonight, man. I'm surprised I have like some viewers tonight. That's amazing, by the way. My dogs all disappeared from the background, by the way. Sorry, my dogs were fighting in the background. So yes, the Umidigi X. I've been wanting to kind of get like either the Umidigi X or like the Bold N1 or whatever you want to call it. But right now I'm like tossing up for 3 phones right now, which either, again, it's going to be the A20s, the Umidigi X, or the Bold N1. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to give it maybe a week or two before deciding on that, to see which phone I can test out and review for you guys. You know what I mean? Let's see. 16 gig is, Samsung says, is 16 gigabytes of RAM is insane. Yes, I think most of these newer Samsung devices are having their base models are like 12 gigs of RAM, and now like the Plus Ultra is what I want to call it. The Samsung Plus Ultra, or whatever you want to call it, is getting up there with the 16 gigs of RAM, which is just ridiculous. But I mean, at the same time, I don't feel like Samsung's One UI or whatever is still that great, in my opinion, at least. Let's see. Do you think your iPhone 11 is better, or should you wait for the iPhone 11 Pro Max? I mean, definitely the iPhone 11 Pro Max has its advantages. Obviously that OLED panel, obviously the better screen resolution, the better camera. With it, I don't think that it's a better phone overall, though. I believe that I'm scratching my foot, by the way. That's why I keep kind of going to the sides. I still feel like it performs just the same as the regular iPhone 11 would. Otherwise, I would have probably gotten the Pro if I would have had the extra like $400 to dish out. You know what I mean? So I'm not really concerned with that. Samsung says, okay, hold on. No, I'll go with TSB's comment. TSB says, what's the difference between the A20 and the A20s? I really don't know, honestly. I mean, obviously, I feel like if you add like an S or whatever, you're like upgrading something minor to the UI, or not just the UI, but to the hardware. So it could be something like I don't think it has the fingerprint sensor in the screen or whatever. I was going to say the in-screen fingerprint sensor. Who knows? It could be camera sensors. It could be something else that just adds that little, thing to it to give it that little pop or whatever. We'll see. Let's see. The A30s came out this year, of course, and is going to continue to update for the next 2 years. That's good. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Mikey Tech says, Mike, please review the Bold N1. It's a subsidiary company of Blue. I mean, I thought it was the same company. Look at my dog over here. I thought it was the same company. I wouldn't think it was a subsidiary company. I know I surpassed my thing of 5 viewers, so I'm happy to see that or whatever. So I'm happy to see that I got more than like 5 viewers. I was really hoping for just like 6 at the most, but having 10 or 9 or 10 is good. So I'm happy to have that. Guys, I'm sorry. My dog is playing with his little toy in the background. She's being chiflada. That's okay. Michael Hill, oh, I got a donation. Woo, 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 woo. 99-cent donation. Thank you. And go subscribe to, and just correct me if I'm saying that wrong, right? Mimi Chan. Go subscribe to her, by the way. Big fan. If you guys like ASMR type stuff, go or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, thanks again for the donation. That's probably like my second super chat all year, by the way. I think I haven't really had any luck with super chats this year. I think Samsung was the other person to give me a super chat a month or 2 back or something like that, back in January, I think. So okay, yeah, she's saying you're saying it right, you dork. Okay. Awesome. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I looked up the A20, and it's a 6.4-inch screen. The S is 6.5, but the 20 has the Exynos processor, and the 20S has the Snapdragon. I would probably go with the Snapdragon. Exynos processors are usually like for the international versions, I guess. That's why. And I probably would just rather trust the Snapdragon, even though the 450 seems like it's a little bit of a lower processor, I guess, but I don't know. I guess you would have to benchmark both phones just to see where they're at. She says, you're saying it right, and you dork, and don't sub to my channel. I haven't posted in a year. Just because you haven't posted in a year doesn't mean people still are not wanting to sub to your channel, by the way. So anywho, don't sub to her channel, I guess. Tomiwa Joby says, do you mean the A20e? No, but I think they're wait, the A20e. I know there's going to be I know there's going to be an S10e. But you know what? There's so many different variants of these phones now. It's ridiculous on how many. Like sometimes I get confused. Like, okay, there's the A20, the A20s, the A30, the A30s, the A40. And this is what I was saying earlier. It was just really ridiculous on how bad it is. But anyway, let's see. The Galaxy A20s is the same as the A20. The difference is the A20s is the international model and has the Exynos processor. Well, now we know, okay? So maybe I might get the A20s instead. You're saying the 450 is good. I have a 425 on my tablet. Good, good, good. Oh, okay, I see it. You're saying the Exynos is close to a 600 series versus the 20s with a 450. In this case, the Exynos is better. So you're saying that buying the A20 is actually better than buying the A20s. Interesting, guys. Well, hey, that might have sold me. Although I think the A20s is actually cheaper on Amazon, if I'm not correct on that either. Let me see. The A20s by itself right now, the international version, by the way, the blue one, that's the one I might buy, is 169. But the A20 unlocked, let's see, by itself is 199. And this is via Amazon.com. Actually, no, let's take a look. Okay, the Samsung Galaxy A20, the regular one, 189 on Amazon. The A20s, 169. Me personally, because I'm budget savvy like that, I would probably actually go for the A20s. Especially if it's not really too much more difference in power. You know what I mean? But again, that's just me. Man, we're dropping in viewers, guys. What happened, man? I guess my live stream got boring. That's okay. That's okay. Sad face. Let's see. Hold on. Let me send out a text here. All right. Let's see. So, I mean, Michael Hill says the A20s has another camera and a better build quality than the A20. So just from what you guys are saying, like, it would be kind of a hard toss up, for me, especially if the A20 has another camera on it, maybe giving an option for that wide angle shooting, that you might not get in the regular A20. Again, I'm not 100% positive. I personally haven't watched any A20 review videos. Okay, so I don't know. I haven't really looked up too much of the specs, by the way. Ooh, you're saying, Sean? I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Siyuna Timilihin. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Just bash me later, I guess. You're asking S20 Ultra or iPhone 11. Well, the S20 Ultra is like the top of the Samsung, the Samsung line up there. So if I had to do the S20 Ultra versus the iPhone 11, I would probably get the S20 Ultra. But if it was S20 Ultra versus the iPhone 11 Pro, I would probably still go with the iPhone 11 Pro. You know what I mean? Just because, it's already, sticking out. It's already proven itself. You know what I mean? And I don't know. What's interesting to me about the S20 Ultra is that 100 times zoom. Okay, guys, like that zoom that just, whoosh, you can zoom in so close. I think that's something that, people were focusing so much on the wide angle aspect of the the industry. And again, the iPhone 11 Pro came out last year. So again, this is something that, you never know. Apple might decide to implement next year or this year. Actually, it's already 2020 into their phones as far as like that zoom in feature where it has like that just broad range of zooming in. You know what I mean? Which if that does happen, that might keep me from going and switching back to Android or something like that. Okay, but sorry, I was just replying to a text message there. But yeah, for the most part, I think I would probably still go with the iPhone 11 Pro. Again, it's still too early on to see how good and how long, a phone like the S20 Ultra could be. I mean, who knows? It could be another disaster like the Note 7 where, it's having battery issues. I mean, I feel like at this point, yes, Samsung has, they have kind of worked out those bugs with the battery issues and everything like that. But, the phone it's power hungry, you know what I mean? So even though they're giving you bigger battery sizes, 5,000 milliamp battery with like an almost 7-inch screen. I think it's a 6.9-inch screen or 6.7-inch display that you're getting, all of that power to go with it. You know what I mean? Again, you're getting like 12 to 16 gigs of RAM, that Snapdragon 865 processor, just a very power hungry animal. And again, these camera sensors are so, advanced now that it's like, imagine just, opening the camera for a little while. I mean, it's going to kill your battery even quicker. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're hopefully working ways around that to figure out the battery issues, I guess. But I'm not saying it has battery issues now, but I'm just saying like, that's something that could be a contributing factor to later on where, maybe that might keep people away from the Samsung Galaxy. Take a picture, send this to my friend. Live streaming. Let's see. Is everyone still there? Let's see. No one has commented since the S20 or iPhone 11 question. All right, let's see. But yeah, I mean, again, I would still go with the iPhone 11 Pro, guys, on that. If I could afford the iPhone 11 Pro, I would probably get the iPhone 11 Pro. Also, I mean, I hope this is, you know, a trend for some cell phones later on down the road. TSB says I'm here, but I really hope that phone companies go back to smaller devices, more pocketable devices, you know, whether that be flip devices, you know, something like a Nexus 4 where you're like, you know, give me a phone like that's this big. Give me a full screen though, obviously. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I can fit a whole Nexus 4 into an iPhone 5 or an iPhone 11. This is the ZTE Blade 7 Prime over here. And again, Nexus 4, obviously the thickness has changed just a little bit over the years, right? You have the phones are a lot thinner now. But again, Nexus 4, give me a phone that's this size with the full, you know, full screen instead of having those little thick bezels that you would see here on here. And I'll be happy, you know, like I would be happy with a phone that size, you know what I mean? Rather than having a phone this big and this bulky in my pocket, you know what I mean? They're too big, and I feel like that's why they're going the you know, that's why they're, oh shit, I'm just dropping everything over here. You know, that's why they're going the wireless. I mean, they're going the flip route again. They want people to kind of see, kind of get back into something like that where, you know, you have the flip device, you'll have more faces, etc., like that. Or, I mean, more space, whether it be your pocket or whatever like that. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, yes, the small devices are out there. You know what I mean? I mean, it's weird to live in a world to say that like a 5.5 inch screen phone is like it's a small phone, you know what I mean? Because I remember, I mean, again, this Nexus 4, it's only like a 4. I don't even remember the screen size on it. I think it's like a 4-inch screen. I think. Let me Google this really quick. Nexus 4 screen size. It's a 4.7-inch screen, so less than 5 inches. Slightly higher than 12 or 720p, obviously, or 720 screen. Still did a great job for what it did back in the day. You know what I mean? It wasn't full HD, obviously, but still a beautiful screen to look at for its time. You know what I mean? Let's see. Michael Hill said, or Dead Zone Citizen. Hey, what's up, Dead Zone? Long time no see. Yeah, you're saying the Nexus 4 is 4.7, but like, give me something like this again, but like fill the whole screen up, include no bezels. Obviously, you still want that little earpiece or whatever like that. But give me something that is about this size, but takes up the entire screen real estate. You know what I mean? And it just makes it more smaller. Like I can put my entire hand around this. Can I put my hand around the ZTE A7 Prime? Look at that. I cannot put the, and my hands are not that small to the imagination. You know, I mean, my hands are pretty big. I can still put my hand over the entire phone, but you know, like it makes one-handed use a lot easier when you have a smaller screen space. Like I could use swipe features much easier. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's something that I guess we, you know, hopefully designers of phone companies will say, because not everyone has big hands. You know, I'm not trying to like bash on the phone companies for, oh my god, these dogs over here, they're just fighting it up. And that's the thing, like I'm happy that Apple is doing something like that. You know, you're saying that the iPhone SE2 is going to be a little bit smaller. I think it's probably going to be more around the size of like the iPhone 6s, which I kind of, not to bash on the 6s, I loved the 6S when I had it. Battery could have been a lot better, so I hope that the iPhone SE2 has a way better battery life than the 6S. But again, you still had all of that screen roll. You had all that huge bezel on top and bottom because of the fingerprint sensor. Oh, hey, behave. I'm sure you guys can hear my dogs fighting around. Hey, behave. Oh. These dogs are going crazy down here, by the way, guys. They're having a little bit too much fun. But no, I mean, going back, you know, it's just about, to me, it's about like comfort. having a comfortable phone or in your hand, in your pocket. You know what I mean? It's not so much about the size or how great the screen quality is. I think it's crazy that the whole new Samsung Galaxy S line is 120 hertz refresh rate. They skip 90 hertz, so like it's making phones like the OnePlus set or the OnePlus 7 Pro, all these other phones that are just at the 90 hertz refresh rate, and they're just going full forward and hitting that 120 hertz. Hell yeah, the War of Dogs. Yes, my iPhone 11 pretty much lasts a single full day on a full charge. I've had it disconnected since about 9 this morning. And right now, let's see if you guys can see that. It's at 37%. Let me see if I can get that to crop in there. Okay, maybe not. It's at 37% though, and I've had this unplugged since the morning. Again, I was off today, but I've been kind of using my phone off and on all day. I haven't really been using it like for gaming or anything like that, but normal use, text messaging, social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, checking my email, YouTube, every now and then, Twitter. So, for the most part, yes, you can get a full day and maybe then some on an iPhone 11. I mean, I remember the first week or so that I got it, I was not having to charge it every day. I was charging it like every 2 days. Now, because I've been more active with and because I have an Apple Watch now, so this kind of drains the battery more a little bit on that, because I'm having that connected with this over here, including other smartwatches. I'm still using the Umidigi U series watch with it as well. So it doesn't last the full day though. Like for sure, you can get through at least a good 12 to 16 hour day without having to charge it. You know what I mean? As long as you're being okay with it and not just constantly on it, like 5 hours of screen time or whatever at once, you know what I mean? But other than that, it does get throughout a whole good day. So yes, to answer your question, Tomiwa Joby. Wow, okay, interesting name, by the way. Where are you from, Tomiwa Joby? Dead Zone Citizen, again, shout out to you, man. Or yeah, shout out to you. It's been a while. We've had some pretty old school people in here. We had Michael Hill. We had you're from Nigeria. Wow. Okay. I actually had a college professor. I'm from Texas, the United States. That was from Nigeria. Well, her family was, and she was born there, and she grew up for the most part, the first couple of years of her life, and then she moved over here after a while, and one of the best people I've ever met, honestly. So shout outs to anyone from Nigeria. Okay, awesome. Glad to have you here, by the way. It's interesting that I'm having people, or at least people from there or from that area, all watching B-Tech reviews, guys. So it's pretty interesting. Oh my God, these dogs. Let's see if I can get a shot of my dogs fighting, by the way. Oh my gosh. Does my camera look a little choppy, by the way? Let me know if it does. I feel like it's like a little bit grainy or something like that. Are you guys ready to watch dog battles on my YouTube channel, Dog Fights? Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, I guess that's enough of the dog battle over here. All right, let's get this turned back over here. Oh, okay. Okay. Ooh, I feel like it's out of focus now. There you go. Webcam, do your job. Oh, yeah. I have a bunch of pops right there, honestly. A bunch of stacked up pops. I have a lot of pops, guys. I have like 40 some pops. These are just like a little bit of my collection. I have more over here, like on this side of the room. And I honestly have too much. I've been thinking about downgrading on my pops. It's just I have weight. I don't know. Thanks for watching my dog battle, by the way, guys. My dogs are very playful. They have a little bit more energy at nighttime than they do during the days. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. That was fun. See the pops. Nigeria. TSB. Is Mikey Tech still there? I feel like we lost participants here, but that's okay. If we lost people, it's just me, Dead Zone, Tojiwa, and Joe and TSB, man. Everyone else is gone. Sad. Michael Hill's gone already. Samsung is gone already. Where'd you guys go, man? Samsung, are you still there? If you guys left, it's cool. But if you guys are still here, let me know. Hey, I thought we were having a pretty good tech chat for a little bit at least. But yeah, I think if I'm going to get like one of those review phones going back, I'm probably going to go with either the Bold N1 or the A20s, but I'm not 100% sure. Who knows? I might go with the Umidigi X, because I think right now the Umidigi X is still like only like $200, I think. It's not that bad of a deal, honestly. Let me see. Umidigi X. Okay, it went back in price. For a while, it was only like $199, and now it's $220. It says unlock smartphone 2019. You have the let's see. Hold on, what is this? Okay, the Umidigi Power is only $139. The F2 is actually $249, so it's actually more expensive than the X. I don't know why people would want to get the F2 when the X is like pretty much the same, almost the same amount of specs. I mean, and this one has NFC, you know what I mean? Oh, they both have NFC, I guess. And then you have the Umidigi F1, which I guess the F2, because it came out this year rather than last year. But people are still sleeping on the F1 like if it's not a good phone. Like literally, the F2 is only $50 more than the F1. I would probably still go with the Umidigi X, though. That's just me, though, I guess. I feel like it's a better looking phone. I love the black and red scheme there. If I order it now, I can get it by Wednesday, February the 19th, and I could be reviewing that. TSB said that was fun, and I was so happy to get a super chat by Mimi Chan. So shout out again to her. Big shout out, by the way. First super chat in a while, so that means I'm getting 99 cents richer on my YouTube channel. Thanks. Let's see. I thought so too. But yeah, I guess let's. I don't know if you guys want to hear about what's, what I want to do with my channel or whatever. I guess since we're here, for those of you who have missed out on my other live streams, I actually am wanting to get an office space for my YouTube channel, and not just my YouTube channel. I want to get an office space for my. I do a wrestling podcast with my buddies. Hey, what's up, Tony Macaroni? How's it going? That is a cool name, by the way, Tony Macaroni. But yeah. So first of all, again, I've been wanting to get my own office space so that, first of all, like my room is kind of cluttered, and you can see here it's kind of enclosed. My dogs are here in the background barking and constantly making noises. So I did apply for an office space about a week ago at the place where I do a podcast at, where it's called the Incubator. Let's see. You're saying with all of the pop figurines, are you planning on opening a daycare facility? No, I'm not, Tony Macaroni. I just like collecting, and I probably should sell some of these eventually, because they are taking up a lot of space. But I do not plan on doing that. But again, going back, I did apply for an office space. It's about a 12 by 12 unit. And this spot is basically going to be used for me to, again, work on my review videos for my phones, obviously, but also have space to do live podcasting and broadcasting for my wrestling podcast. So if you guys are not following me on my other YouTube channel, follow me. I'll go ahead and link you guys over here really quick. Let's see, where's my channel? Your channel. Looks like RFK Tech is actually live streaming also. So shout outs to him, by the way. He usually joins in on my live stream, but I guess he is out for the moment, so that is okay. Shout out to RFK Tech, who usually joins in on my channel. Let me see. Let me go to my channel here. I'm getting close to that 10K mark, guys, by the way. So again, continue to like my videos, continue to share my channel, as my channel is getting there to that 10K mark. I feel like once I hit that 10K stride, that things will hopefully start to, the subs will just come, but we'll see how that goes, I guess. Right here, Mike, I'm going to link you guys to this other channel. It's called Mike the Biz. I'm at 95 subscribers. Oh, I'm a 95 subscriber. Awesome. And I post a lot of my wrestling content there. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post the channel link here so you guys can check that out. 95 subscribers, and again, I'll be posting more of like my wrestling related stuff there. So I do some locals. I've done some local stuff, and I've done some we'll talk about like WWE stuff also. So Joe Rogan, but I actually got to interview guys like Brian Cage, Sammy Guevara. I didn't interview personally, but I was the guy behind the camera filming, and then I got to shake their hands and meet them. Who's Joe Rogan? I don't know who that is. Just kidding. TSB says you'll get to 10 and 20. I feel like January was such a slow okay, first of all, January was such a slow month for YouTubing for my channel. I don't even think I hit 100 plus new subscribers that month. This month has been going a lot better. You should do pop figurine giveaways for subscribers. Thanks, Tony Macaroni, for the suggestion. I don't really do giveaways anymore on my channel. I just feel like I don't really have to do that anymore at this point. But I mean, it is what it is. Thank you for suggesting that, though. Maybe I will. I'm not a huge. This channel is not really catered to like my pop collecting. Samsung says, have you heard about the Escobar Fold 2 or Eobar Fold 2? No, I have not. What is that? Is that like a brand, Eobar? Oh, I'm back to 10 participants. Wow. But doing Funko Pop giveaways, I don't know. You guys tell me over here. Would you guys like for me to do Funko Pop giveaways on my YouTube channel? The thing about that is, like, I feel really bad doing stuff like that, just because, sometimes, you ship items and then the item gets damaged, and really, you're not responsible once, the item is shipped out. So guys, don't forget to like my Twitter page. Also, I have a Twitter, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, because I do have an Instagram for my YouTube account, which, I only have maybe about like 80 followers on that, but I'm still trying to grow that as well. So please follow me on all of these outlets, so you guys can, if you don't see me updating on YouTube, I will post random stuff on those other outlets as well. So, okay, let's see. You should do pop. Okay, let's see. You should research it. It will be fascinating. You're saying I should research doing giveaways on my channel? What about? Oh, okay. You're saying it, the flip phone. Okay. No, I mean, RIPSamsung.com. What is it? RIP Samsung. Is that the website? RIPSamsung.com. There's a website called RIPSamsung.com. Wow, that's interesting. I wonder if that's a real thing. I'm gonna go to this website. It better not be a X-rated website. Okay, let's check this out really quick. Okay, wow, I got 11 viewers here. I thought this thing was dying out, and now it's I'm probably gonna get hacked right now from going to this website. So we'll see how this goes. But yes, follow me on Twitter, guys. Follow my Instagram page. I have 81 followers on Instagram, and my Twitter account has reached 150. Actually, I was at 152, and I guess I had a few people like unfollow me recently. So I guess, okay, for the people that were following me and then unfollowed me, like, not cool. That website is not working, by the way. I'm going to exit out because I feel like it's going to give me a virus or something like that. I should get a tattoo like right here. That would be pretty cool if I got like a YouTube tattoo, actually. I've never thought about doing like the YouTube little logo. I feel like YouTube is so a part of us now, especially in 2020. I think I've been using YouTube for about, I've been a content creator for longer than 2012. I started this channel in 2012, but I've been content creating for YouTube since like 2006, probably. I've been posting out videos. And I really wish that my channel was a lot bigger at this point. But, I'm hoping to get on the Kevin Breeze level, on the Tech Rights level over here. I do not have the Samsung Galaxy Reverb. Wow. That is – wow. That was probably one of the first phones I ever reviewed, by the way. Again, my dogs are back at it, by the way, guys. Let's see. They're fighting again. So, no, I do not have the Samsung Galaxy Reverb anymore. That is an old phone. That probably phone – I remember that phone had ice cream sandwich. By the way, I got chocolate right here, by the way, that I will be eating later. Old Valentine's Day chocolate that I got. Samsung says if I could only link it in the chat. Yeah, no, that's all right. You can DM me later on Twitter or something like that. Oh, wow. So they're bold enough to say that they'll sell better than the Galaxy Fold. Wow, okay. You should get a tattoo that says 1 million subs with a picture of Jared Fogle underneath it and roast beef. I don't know who Jared Fogle is, man. So there's so many YouTubers out there. It's ridiculous. Like, I feel when people are mentioning guys like Sneed and other tech reviewers that I have like no clue about, there's specific set of tech YouTubers that I follow that I like to enjoy watching. Does that mean don't care about other tech YouTubers. No, you know what I mean? I mean, I know that they're out there. I just, it's just one of those things where like there's just so many YouTube channels. I can't follow them all, you know what I mean? But, I really wish that, I really wish the best of luck to people that are trying to get into YouTube. Didn't I just link my Twitter account, by the way? Hold on. I guess I'll link it to you again because you're probably not following me on Twitter, by the way. Samsung hater. What's up? Tech for your needs. I actually gave you a shout out earlier, just a while ago, man. How's it going, man? We're just talking about Samsung devices, mid-range devices. We're talking about flip phones, obviously. We actually have people in here tonight, tech for your needs. So crazy. Thanks. Yeah, I was giving you a shout out because I was telling them that you were like the only one in one of my other live streams the other night. And you stayed for a good like solid 20 minutes just talking to me like by myself. So I really appreciate that, man. These dogs are going crazy, by the way. Look, you can see my dog just, oh my God. Behave. Okay, anyway. But yeah, there's my Twitter link. Again, we're just chit-chatting here. I remember when 2500 milliamp was a big battery. I mean, for its time, 2500 milliamp battery sizes were not bad. I mean, especially because the screen sizes were definitely not where they're at today. You know what I mean? Again, 4.5-inch screen compared to a 6.7-inch screen. Plus, we didn't have social media as a whole, I guess, really wasn't as big as it was, 7 to 10 years ago. I mean, yes, you had your Facebooks, you had your Twitters, but again, you didn't have apps like Snapchat that were going crazy. You didn't have TikTok, which is just like crazy now, I guess. I mean, I guess Vine was around. I feel like TikTok is just like a played out version of Vine. I don't know why Vine ever like stopped existing to begin with. Let's see. Every time my tech goofs up, I smash it and I use it as a frisbee. Tony Macaroni, I'm pretty sure I have text somewhere behind my drywall. Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting, Tony Macaroni. Tony Macaroni, you are an interesting person, by the way. I don't know what to say to that, but that is an interesting comment there, by the way. So Tony Macaroni, wow. Okay. I guess, someone that uses, that sounds like a jerry-rigged everything version of like, let's just break our stuff and throw it against the wall. You know what I mean? But yeah, getting a YouTube logo tattoo, that would be pretty cool. I think if I ever got a tattoo, it would probably be either Duh the Leaf or something like that, or maybe like, I don't know, Dragon Ball related, or I don't know. I mean, I have no tattoos. I have no ink. There's literally no ink. I've really considered getting ink just because I have a nasty farmer's tan. And I feel like if I get like a tattoo from like here to here, you probably wouldn't be able to tell as bad. Let's see. Tech for Your Needs says, the other day I looked back how far technology has come and it's amazing. Yes. And, we would, it's crazy. Like if it wasn't for like Steve Jobs, like imagine how cell phones would be now. And I mean, I feel like, yes, cell phones would probably still be as close to where they are, but if you think about it, like iOS kind of revolutionized what Android is today, you know what I mean? And how smartphones should be played out and used. And it's crazy what you can do with one little device just for something in your pocket, you know what I mean? Tony Macaroni says, I'm going to start a tech channel where I smash tech that doesn't work properly. I'm sure it'll get a lot of views, man, honestly. So Art Dog, man, what's up? Long time no see, man. A lot of my old viewers are returning here today. I remember when 3000 milliamp was considered ridiculously huge. I mean, I feel like 3000 is like the norm now, I guess. I don't even know. Oh, yeah. People really don't give Bill Gates enough credits, to be honest with me. I think that guy should run for president, you know what I mean? For his I can't even say this, philanthropy or whatever you want to call it. And he's a really smart guy. People don't really understand how smart Bill Gates is. His brain is filled with facts and knowledge. You know what I mean? So I would love to, instead of not to bash on Trump or anything, because I'm not a Trump hater, but I would love to have a guy like Bill Gates running for president rather than Trump getting reelected. You know what I mean? So, That'll sell Tony. Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people would enjoy watching people smashing tech items, smashing tech items. You know what I mean? No, quit misbehaving. My dogs are going crazy. I think my dog wants to get out. But yeah, I think for what it is, people don't give enough credit to guys like that who are the reason why tech is the way it is in 2020. You know what I mean? A few guys in a garage, like what 40 some or more than 40 some years ago, revolutionized how we all live today. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy that people really don't appreciate that as much. You know what I mean? Especially if Bill Gates is still alive. Yes, Steve Jobs is long gone, obviously. RIP Steve Jobs, you know what I mean? But, Bill Gates is still around. He's still doing, a lot of interesting things. Go watch his documentary on Netflix. I recommend it. Okay, get out of my room, dogs. Go away. Go. You stay out there. Okay, I don't know. These dogs are. Sorry, guys. My dogs are just going crazy. Yeah, you guys can thank Bill Gates for what Apple is now, I guess. I feel like he could probably have like some sort of like stake or ownership in Apple as well, probably if he wanted to. But he doesn't need to. He's worth like what, $90 billion or whatever. And Microsoft is still worth so much money. Let's see, how much is Microsoft worth? Let's see. Microsoft is worth, let's see. Okay, aside from shares, how much is the company worth? Let's see. $185 a share. That's not too bad. But I want to know how much the actual Microsoft is now worth over $1 trillion, a stunning run since wow. So that's pretty crazy. It's another one of those $1 trillion companies like Apple and Amazon, and pretty crazy though. Let's see. Looking back, Apple wouldn't have. Okay, hold on. Our dog says, looking back, I wouldn't have thought tech would be where it is today. Those guys are pioneers. Yes, they should be on the Mount Rushmore of the tech world, at least. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I saw the interview that Marquez did, and that it wasn't really so much. What I enjoyed about the interview is it really wasn't so much geared towards like technology and whatnot, even though that's what Marquez's channel is about. You know what I mean? But it was more like, what Bill and the Melinda Gates Foundation is doing to save lives and solve issues. I feel like there should be more people like that. Obviously, he has the money to back it up. I think what Jeff Bezos is doing recently, donating $10 billion to solve or to help with Earth's climate change, and I've been seeing commercials on Amazon or about Amazon how they're wanting to do like some sort of like a dry fleet that is not going to be bad for the environment. You know what I mean? So that I think they want to start using like electric vehicles. And I think eventually Amazon will have its own driving fleet. So, instead of using carriers like UPS, FedEx, they will, in their own right, have their own, drivers and delivery people, I guess, you know what I mean? Which is crazy. I think a lot of companies are going that route now. And it makes sense, you know what I mean? Because if you think about it, like, a lot of the gas emissions come from these delivery vehicles, not just delivery, but planes, et cetera, like that. You know what I mean? So, it's, I have a feeling within like the next 20, 30 years, you're going to see a lot of change, guys. I'm going to be old B-Tech Mike with probably still under 20K subs, you know what I mean? I'll still be chit-chatting with you guys here. And, we'll be seeing electric cars or electric van and trucks going down the road, delivering our Amazon items or grocery deliveries, whatever you want to call it. Samsung says, I can't follow you because apparently social media hates me and keeps suspending my accounts. It's so messed up. Make a new account, man. If not, the reason they're probably banning you, there is such a thing as an IP ban, by the way. So you got to be careful with that, because if you're IP banned, then you're really not going to be able to access these, websites or apps. You know what I mean? So be careful there. But again, if you can't follow me, man, no worries. It's okay. No biggie. I don't hold grudges. Follow me on my other YouTube channel, though. I'm telling you, I need more. I need more viewership on my wrestling podcast channel. So Mike the Biz 95. The Jetson world is becoming a reality. Maybe. I still don't foresee like flying cars in the future anytime soon. I would love if there was like some sort of like teleporting transportation system where, you know, you can just instantly, you know, teleport your body from, hey, what's up, CV Tech? How's it going, man? Man, we've been going for almost an hour, and CV Tech's joining in, guys. So that means anything can happen in B Tech's channel. Hey, CV Tech, we're just talking about mid-range devices. We're talking about, you know, the way technology has changed over the past like 10 to 15 years already. So join in on the chat, man. Thanks for joining in. CV Tech, man. How's it going? Siri is picking something up on my end. I don't know what's going on. My dogs are going crazy. They are barking, by the way. Can you can get a different, okay, can you get a different IP address? Not if you're not with the same internet provider, I believe you would probably have to go with another internet provider. If anything, depends. I don't know if you're IP banned or not. That's just me, like, I guess, making things up or whatever as I go along here, just to get you guys riled up. CV Tech, hey man, what's up, man? How's it going? Have you gotten to test out any of the new mobile devices, man, that have come out recently? I think Aloha Android or Tito has gotten he got, I think, the X something from New Mobile. So fortunately, New Mobile told me that they don't have any more review units to send out. I think they already sent out their like amount of review units that they can send out to tech reviewers, and I unfortunately was not picked for this last go around. So I'm really sad about that, but at the same time I told them, hey, it's fine, you know what I mean? If you guys end up sending more phones out later on, you know, please consider me. Guys, look at my tan. Oh my god, I'm like flashing people over here. I'm super white, by the way. CB Tech says it's going all right. I finally started making videos again, and I need to make a few more before uploading. Hey, man, awesome, dude. I'm glad to have you back in 2020, dude. You know, sometimes we all need to take a break from YouTube. Sometimes I find myself not posting anything for a few weeks just so that I can kind of, you know, get ideas in my head and see what I want to do next. You know what I mean? But I was telling some of the others here that you know, I applied to get my own office space, not just for my YouTube, but I'm also doing like wanting to do a weekly podcast with my buddies about wrestling. Yeah, same thing. So New Mobile would let me know. So yeah, but I'm waiting to hear back to see if I get approved for the office space. It's going to be like in more of like a building that has pretty good surrounding and good areas where I can actually shoot some good B-roll of the phones as well. So I'm interested to see if I get approved for this space so that I can focus a little more on, you know, when I'm actually like working on videos instead of being here at home with my dogs and my mom and my dad, you know, grinding me in the background. What is your favorite tech of the decade? Let's see. Mine's wearable watches. It has brought many value to my health. I mean, I'm enjoying my Apple Watch, man. Like, I'm not trying to bash on my Apple Watch at all. I probably think that my most favorite tech is probably just touch screens on a phone, okay? Because this has been, oh my gosh, okay, give me a second, guys. My dogs are gonna go crazy. All right, guys, sorry about that. My dogs are chasing a tacuache, which is a possum. But yeah, I think touchscreen phones are probably my favorite, or touchscreens in general are probably like my most favorite tech of the well, I don't know if you're saying the decade or whatever. I guess it's probably been, touchscreen phones have been around longer than that. But I think that's my favorite thing, just because it's implemented in so many things now. You know, you go to McDonald's or you go to Taco Bell and they have touchscreen things that you can just place your orders now. And it's really kind of changing the way we're doing things, not just with our phones, but just in general. You know what I mean? Um, let's see. I heard about a rumor some time ago about Apple releasing a cheap iPhone. Is it still on? Probably, if anything, that's going to be the SE2 or whatever. It's probably going to be under like $400. It's probably going to be like a $300 phone, if anything. It'll probably mimic something similar to the iPhone 6s, maybe the iPhone 7. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see how that goes, I guess. Samsung says, I'm not the type of person addicted to social media anyway. That's not a bad thing, by the way. I think social media can be very unhealthy at times. I think it's normal to be influenced to do things on social media or like to feel certain ways, I guess, because there's so many people posting about their lavish lifestyles and whatnot. But there's some people that post for other things. You know what I mean? For family members, for just for friends. Some people just like to put their life out there, like if it's like a movie or something like that, and for them that's okay. For some people, not a lot of people are comfortable putting a lot of information out there about themselves. Me personally, like I'm okay doing this, you know what I mean, because I'm talking about something that I've been interested in for the past, since smartphones have been around, you know what I mean. So if you wanted to watch reality television, just watch it on TV, you know what I mean. I don't have to follow, but there is, again, YouTube vlogs and stuff like that, which are a little bit different, but I don't know. I guess for me, there's a balance on that, I guess. CV Tech says it's $399 going to start, and I'm actually looking forward to the iPhone coming soon. That's an interesting. I never found it interesting. Some people just don't really care for social media. You know what I mean? I think social media, again, can be used for great things. You know what I mean? It could be informative for people, especially people that really like to stay updated on things like technology or, the news. News is always being posted. I feel like, I feel like social media is now our first source of like news on what's going on. Because obviously, like the news and the media can't always constantly be filming and posting things, but like when something goes down, like where's the first place you see it now? Not on TV. You see it on social media, whether it be Twitter or Facebook or stuff like that. You know what I mean? You never found it interesting. Well, that's interesting. Follow me on Twitter, Samsung. Please follow me on Twitter. Yes, that is my email. Twitter just asked me if that is my email. Let's see. Some guy called Amir said, I received my Samsung Galaxy Z Flip just now. Open the box, remove the protective instruction film, flip the phone, and as you would do since it's a flip phone, and this happened. I heard the crack as well. Would it be the weather? Ooh, it's like a crack straight down the middle. So Samsung Z Flip is already having a lot of issues. This is not the first post I've seen of the Z Flips, so you're probably going to see a lot of other tech reviewers come out and say that there are issues, just like it was with the regular Samsung Galaxy Fold or whatever. Some people post, yeah, like I feel like some people have to constantly be posting about their day. Like, okay, dude, I don't need to know that you're at McDonald's ordering like a McRib or something like that, Exactly. So Samsung, don't waste your money on the Z Flip or whatever. You're saying no one in my family uses Twitter, and now I know why, because everybody's banned. That's why. That's hilarious. Well, don't get banned. Stop getting banned, bro. But no, anyways, yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think we're probably going to start seeing a lot of these videos go around on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. Maybe someone's not doing something right with that protective film cover, or maybe they're just not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I don't know. I know Quinn Nelson, again, who is a guy that's a respected YouTuber. He goes by Snazzy Labs on YouTube. Let me just find him. Snazzy Labs. There you go. He already had posted something saying that something happened on his on his Galaxy Fold. Let's see, he posted a video where he folds it, and then when you open it up, it basically bricked. But maybe not. I guess we'll see. Or maybe that was another user. Hold on, let me see. Nope, I guess not. Let me see. Kevin Breeze is killing it, by the way, guys. Kevin Breeze is at almost 60K subscribers, man. He's getting recognized on Google's news feed. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. Well, I'm probably okay. Let's see. Do I still have people here? Are you guys still here? I'm gonna let my dogs back in really quick, guys. Bear with me. He's being chiflado. All right, let's see who's back here. Who's here, guys? Are y'all still here? What's going on? Looks like it's just me, CV Tech, Samsung, and Tojiwa. I can't even say that. I'm sorry. Tamiwa Joby. Tamiwa, you're Nigerian, I want to say, right? That's pretty awesome, man. How did you discover my channel, Tamiwa? Were you already subscribed to my channel? Like, I want to get to know my subscribers, obviously. I know Samsung. I know CV Tech, obviously. He's another YouTuber. We had Art Dog here. I don't know if he's still there or not. And he said Art Dog's last comment was, at least New Mobile stayed in touch. Yeah, you're right. I had messaged him on Twitter after CES. And it took them a few weeks to respond. They finally did, and then they said, okay, we're getting in the process of sending out the devices to YouTubers. And unfortunately, I just wasn't selected. I guess maybe my channel hasn't been doing bad. I think my channel's generating about 2,000 views a day, which it might not be a lot for some people, but it equivalates to about 50,000 views a month. So currently, and I think when I first uploaded my iPhone videos, I got like 100,000 views in like a month. So my channel jumped in like viewership crazy just for posting about this one little phone over here. So maybe I'll start doing more iPhone content. I don't know. Just ask iJustine over here, I guess. I'm into phones and stuff. I found your channel not too long ago. Well, if you're already subscribed to my channel, man, thank you for joining in. I really appreciate it, man. I try to do these live streams at least once a week just so I can kind of communicate with my followers and talk to you guys about what's going on with my channel, what I'm reviewing, what I'm not reviewing. Right now, again, I'm not really in the process of reviewing anything. I did unbox the Samsung Galaxy A30s a couple weeks back already, and I gave that phone away to a friend, and that friend is going to work on the review video for me. So I did tell him, the phone is yours, but on one condition: you have to review this phone for me. That way I can see, a different person's perspective on my channel. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, Art Dog, I thought you had taken off. That's all right, man. No worries. It's fine. Anytime any of you guys have to leave, no worries. It's all good. I've been going on for about an hour already, so we'll see how it goes. CV Tech, let's see what CV Tech says. With the prices of flip phones and foldable phones, I feel it won't be something that'll last, but that's just my opinion. I kind of agree, but I kind of disagree at the same time, because I feel like if foldable phones are going to be a thing again, first of all, the build quality of them have to work. You know what I mean? Obviously, flip phones 15 years ago were fun to use. You know what I mean? When everyone was using that T9 texting. I had a few flip phones, in my youth, in my late teens, early 20s. And then when I transitioned over to, smartphones and slider phones, those were all the rage or whatever. It was a little bit different, but at the same time, I kind of missed going back from flip phones. So again, it has to work, definitely. I know the technology is there, but the build for this has to work, flipping what is essentially a glass screen. I don't know how many times without it breaking, it's just pretty crazy. We'll see how that goes, I guess. I don't know. Again, I was talking to some of the viewers about, like, them making smaller devices again. You know what I mean? I would love to see them going back to sizes like this, like the Nexus 4 or whatever. I mean, if you compare it to my iPhone 11, look at how big the iPhone 11 is compared to this. And again, I wish this was like a full screen though. Like this would be a perfect size cell phone for me. Here, let me. If I was able to have the bezels all the way to top, from top to bottom, you know what I mean? Because it's pocketable. You know, I can one hand this if so to speak. You know, it's just easier to use. You know what I mean? One hand. So I wish they had phones like this again in 2020, smaller phones. Did you like the Samsung Galaxy A30s when I had it? Yes, I only had it for about a day and a half. I really enjoyed it. I thought the build quality, it was lacking some things, first of all. So it was lacking things like NFC. It had that in-print finger or in-screen print fingerprint reader, which I thought was pretty good. It wasn't perfect, obviously. I think it was still a little slow for what it was. But I mean, you know, do people really not like the back fingerprint sensors anymore? You know what I mean? Like, I guess the in-screen fingerprint sensors are innovative, but I don't know. You know, as far as the camera, I didn't really mess with the camera too much, but it did have like a wide angle lens, so the camera I really wish I would have messed with more. It looked pretty good though. The screen was pretty good. It was an AMOLED display, so you couldn't complain about that. You know, the screen was nice and vibrant, and again, you know, I wasn't looking at it for what the features were. I mean, go back to the unboxing if you guys really want to see what the screen looked like. Let's see. I think the plastic screens on the new Fold phones are going to be an issue for a while. I mean, I'm not a fan of that. Let's see. CV Tech says you can't make the screens, but just so reliable and they're so easy to damage. I mean, again, you know, they have to figure something out to where, you know, these phones are not going to be breaking, you know, for just having them for a couple of days. You know what I mean? TSB says, I'm back. Sorry, I had to fix the internet. Oh, man, guys, don't worry. Don't apologize. If you guys leave and then, you know, you don't have to tell me if you're leaving or not. It's all good, man. No worries. I like the in-display fingerprint reader, but I don't think it's really taking off. Yeah, I don't think it's a technology that's super innovative. I think it's, you know, cool for people that really want to use it, obviously. I mean, I think it's still a very good security feature to have. You know, I mean, I still feel like a lot of people are already using the, you know, Face ID display on these newer devices, like the Android 8.0s and ups, where, you know, even the cheaper Android phones have it. Like even this phone, which is again the ZTE, you see that? I wasn't using my finger or anything. Let's do that again. I was just using the face unlock. So, you know, even cheaper phones like this, the phones that are less than $100, the Samsung Galaxy or the ZTE 8 Prime 7, you know, has a pretty good, you know, display or whatever, where it just like unlocks, face unlock or whatever. It's not as fast as Apple's, obviously, but it still works. You know what I mean? So does that in-screen fingerprint sensor, is it necessary? Maybe not. You know, me personally, like I like the way Samsung did it, where they had it implemented it within like the power button, where they was just here like on the side. You know what I mean? But that's just me. They did that with the S10e, and I think they're doing it with the Samsung Z Flip as well. TSB says, "What's up to CV Tech?" And CV Tech says, "Hey TSB, what's going down, fellas?" Yeah, the thing about Android's face unlock is it's really inconsistent. You know, again, it's really not as good as iPhones, where, you know, it just works. You know, like iPhones just, again, it's fast and it's snappy. Like, let's do that again. Like, the only thing I hate about it is that you have to swipe up. I really wish Apple kind of had a way around that, where it just did it and then it just unlocked. You know what I mean? But you actually have to swipe up every single time. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the crappy part about having like that Apple version of it, I guess, because it's just not going to do. The Apple version is going to be so much faster. Again, I haven't really tried Samsung's, like the S series, to compare how fast theirs is, or the Note series, or other flagship devices like the LG G8. You know what I mean? CV Tech says Touch ID on phones forever. Yeah, I mean, Touch ID. It's even the Apple. I mean, Apple's version of it was amazing. You know what I mean? And I had the iPhone 6s, so I know how good it was, or it still is. But I feel like yes, phones are kind of steering away from that, or phone companies are steering away from that because it is an added feature or technology that is going to add to cost of the build of your phone. So rather than do that, like let's get rid of it and let's focus on something else. You know what I mean? But go away. Get out of here. These dogs are just being really annoying over here. Oh yeah, everyone needs time for themselves, man. So anytime people have to step away from YouTube, I mean, there should be no justification for it, man. Just take the time off whenever you need it and do your thing. I remember watching PewDiePie's video where he like did a video where he was like, I'm gonna take a break from YouTube and it might be a while before I come back. I'm like, dude, you have 100 million subscribers. You know what I mean? You don't have to make videos every single day. He's one of the most like constant, one of the most popular sub people on YouTube, right? But even then, like 100 million subscribers. Mr. Beast jumped from 10 million last year to 20 million in like a year span. So it's pretty amazing, like what these guys are doing. But at the same time, it's like, man, like you guys are constantly working. Take time for yourself, your family. And I kind of like that Mr. Beast doesn't like put out videos every day. He'll do like one good video at least every couple of weeks. But the thing about his videos are consistently getting more than 10 million views per video. So I think that's pretty crazy. You know what I mean? I understand. Okay, let's see. But I mean, it's crazy. I mean, YouTube itself as a whole, you know what I mean? Go subscribe to Mike the Biz, guys. Let's see if I got any new subscribers from posting that. Nope, I still only have 95. Man, I'm only 5 away from 100 subs on there. So pretty cool, though. Great to hear that, CV. CV Tech retracted a message. That's all right, though. You're right. Some of these people with millions of subs rarely post, which it's crazy that they have so many subs, but they're not really doing anything with their channels after they reach like that popularity. And it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Like I can only imagine what I would be doing if I had like 100,000 subscribers, not a million, but 100,000, you know what I mean? Where, people were constantly just watching my channel and looking at my YouTube, for what it is, you know what I mean? Well, I'm sure that the iPhone SE2 will probably have a fingerprint sensor. I would be interested to see if it didn't, though. You know what I mean? But I guess we'll see how that goes. But yeah, CV Tech says that's what I mean. I think Apple needs Touch ID on their phones. I would love to see an in-display Touch ID on the Apple logo. That would be interesting to have like something like that on their Apple logo. I guess they did lower it. Used to be a little bit higher, but they did lower it down here on these newer devices. So on my iPhone 10, it was a little more up here. And to me, honestly, it looked a little better higher than lower. You know what I mean? But again, that's just me, I guess. Let's see, what is Art Dog saying? What are these guys saying? Some of these people. Okay, let's see. Art Dog says, I think Apple will, CV. Looks like they may be getting rid of the notch. I 100% hope that they get rid of the notch. Although having the iPhone 10 and the iPhone 11 or whatever, I mean, you get used to it. It really doesn't bother you after 2 days. It goes away, and you really just don't notice it after a while. You know what I mean? But it is kind of a pain to look at sometimes. But obviously, all those extra sensors are going into that front-facing display, and the facial recognition sensors that are going out. So I understand why they have it. You know what I mean? But am I a fan of it? Not really. You know what I mean? I would rather have like a little cutout like this, or even just a big chunky bezel like this one. I mean, CV Tech, you have the Google Pixel 4, so you know that Pixel, instead of doing the notch like they did with the 3 or with the Pixel 2 and 3. You know what I mean? They just went back to having that top portion bezel where, they have all of the sensor goods. But you know, but to me, it makes the phone a little bit unattractive also at the same time. Like it really has to kind of have a balance. So I don't know, like it's everyone's gonna have their opinion on that. You know, I mean, some people are gonna like it, some people are gonna hate it, some people are just not going to care. To me, bezels don't bother me, or bezels, whatever you want to call them. It doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? I mean, again, like if I could have like a Nexus 4 like this, but have the bezels just a tad bit smaller, maybe up to there where like the camera is, and then of course this one just go all the way down. I don't mind having that little top bezel as long as like that bottom portion goes all the way down, or as far as it can go. If you guys look at phones like the LG G6, where that phone kind of started going, that's where phones kind of started going like bezel-less, where they tried to stretch as much screen real estate as possible, and then other phones kind of started following that as well. You know what I mean? The Samsung Galaxy S8, the S9, and then going forward from there. But those, I don't know, the notches and the cutouts are kind of a pain to look at times. So I can see why some of these phone companies have the pop out, front facing camera phones like the N1 from Bold or whatever you want to call it. Let's see. Oh, you want to have the Apple logo glow like a notification light? I think that would be awesome. It would be. It's kind of sad that the technology is there and that they are not really capitalizing on it. I guess I would love to have like something like that, where like the Apple logo would light up. I would love that, honestly. Like I kind of hate that they just kind of, even on their MacBook Pros on their MacBook Pro lineup. So I'm trying to throw this on the wireless charger here. But no, even like on the MacBook Pro lineup or whatever, like the one that I had, which I bought that MacBook Pro in 2014, had a, when you opened up the laptop or whatever, you had that backlit Apple logo, and I love that. I feel like that was an awesome trademark for them to have. And I knew people that customized their iPhone 4 or 4Ss to do that. I think there was like a little kit that you could buy for like $100. Where you can open up your iPhone and throw in like that little thing that lights up the LED or the Apple logo in the back. And I thought it looked awesome. So I was like, why isn't Apple doing stuff like this? You know what I mean? Why aren't like their phones are great, obviously, but like, why aren't they making their phones like more, I wouldn't say better, but like, what's the word? I guess more flashy in a way to where, it makes it look more appealing to people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're right. That's the innovation they need, because a lot of people, again, are. I get why they try not to do it. I guess because you have this whole screen to just give you notifications. You know what I mean? But like I really enjoyed getting like on my Nexus 4. That you have a little LED light that lights up down here when you have notifications. So I love stuff like that. You know what I mean? I love seeing like notification lights or notification LEDs. Because I don't really care. Sometimes I'm not always looking at the screen on my phone. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you just have to glance at the corner of your eye and you see like a little LED turn on, and it's like, wow, that looks awesome. You know what I mean? Samsung's back. Whoa. Samsung says it's intuitive. CVTech says instead manufacturers are giving 16 gigabytes of RAM and charging a fortune for it, which in my opinion, yeah, it is ridiculous. I agree cold-heartedly, because again, Apple's iPhones don't even have more than 4 gigs of RAM, and they're running so good. So at the end of the day, sometimes it's not about the hardware, sometimes it's about the software that goes with it. Having 16 gigs of RAM, yes, there's a lot that you can do with your phone. That's a lot of processing power, but it's also bringing the phone's price up. So that's why people were wondering, why are the Samsung Galaxy series phones so expensive now? Well, again, they're putting these chipsets in there that are crazy expensive. And then, of course, you have, again, phones that are having 8 gigs, 12 gigs, and now 16 gigs of RAM in them, where, before, again, 4 gigs, 5 years ago was a lot to have, 4 gigs of RAM. And even a phone like this, again, Nexus 4 with only 2 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon S4 Pro, it's still snappy. Like, it really just goes back to the software and how you use it. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that. You know what I mean? Like I'm live streaming here, but the phone is still snappy, guys. Like you guys can see that. Yes. Oh, look, who's that? Who is that right there? Ooh. So I mean, it doesn't have to be the fastest, obviously, but I mean, for a phone this age, it still works. I'm just amazed on how good this phone still works, guys. That's why I haven't gotten rid of it yet. By the way, I love how this phone works still. Altered Tech, whoa! Altered Tech is in the stream now. What is going on, guys? Hold on, I'm gonna close my door really quick, guys. Stay there, Andy. Hey, man, we're just chit chatting about phones and life over here, I guess. And I'm wearing the Naruto hat for you, bro, by the way. So big shout out to Alter Tech, man. I just saw your videos. You did a live stream the other day, actually, I believe. So hey, shout out to you. What's up, TSB? Also, okay, it's also about software. Let's see. Imagine 16 gigs of RAM with horrible software that would not turn out too well. You're completely right about that. CB Tech says, especially when some tech reviewers are saying 8 gigabytes of RAM now is too low, it's just fine. Like, oh my god, like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's really right now where it's like dope. I know. I remember when you used to wear your Naruto headband on your vids. That's why. So I bought this hat at Spencer's. I was like, man, I got to buy this. I probably will wear it at the cons, but yeah, no, anyways, yeah, so 16 gigs of RAM is pretty crazy. I mean, especially on these newer phones, I can understand why phone companies are, I guess, are going that route, but at the same time, like 16 gigs, like, well, I don't need that much processing power on my phone. Like, I mean, unless I'm playing like games all day, or I'm like editing like some like 4K footage, which I'm not. Like, I don't really do any of that on my phones. I mean, some people, yes. I mean, some people do a lot of their stuff on their mobile devices, and this is why they created the Plus and the Ultra platforms, I guess, for Samsung. But at the end of the day, like is it really worth what you're spending the money on? You know what I mean? Do I need that? You know what I mean, is the question. I feel like people just buy it just to have it, and then they don't use it for the features. Like, I see so many, I work in retail, right? I work for a grocery chain, and I see so many people with their iPhone 11 Pros and their Samsung Galaxy S10, Ultras or Pluses, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just like, why? Like, I feel like some people that just buy these so that they can post good pictures on their Instagram accounts, and that's it. You know what I mean? And for the most part, yes, every year that's basically what the improvements have been on these phones or whatever is again the camera and the battery life. Those, I feel like those are 16 gigabytes gives you wings. I agree there. CB Tech says that's why I feel tech is just getting ridiculous because of all the unnecessary things people think they need. And I feel like right now, has it reached a plateau? Like, I know, like we've talked about this in the past on some of my other live streams. Like, has technology or smartphones, has it reached kind of like a plateau to the point where, like, how much better can it get? You know what I mean? Like, yes, phones can be snappier. Yes, phones can be, take better pictures every day, but it's like at the end of the day, like how good can these phones get, more and more, like, and I think it's pretty cool that, phone manufacturers are still kind of duking it out to, give us something more innovative every single year. But again, that brings the price point from like an $800 phone to a $1,200 phone when some people are still using devices like this, where it's like the Nexus, the Nexus 4, or sorry, I accidentally brought up the camera, but again, just using apps like Twitter and whatnot. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look at that. I'm still using dark mode on the Nexus 4 over here. If it's loading slow, it's not because of how slow the phone is. It's how crappy my internet connection is. So again, this phone still works pretty okay. And in 2020, I can't believe. Let's see. Someone hit a million views. Hector something, Paul Tech, like that. Okay, I follow various people on Twitter, obviously, right? But it's like, okay, yes, it's going to be a little laggy and stuttery, but is it perfect? No, but this phone is. I love how this phone still works in 2020. Will this wirelessly charge my phone also? Let's see. I'm double stacking the phone on a wireless charger there. Nope, it didn't work. Let's see. Whoa! TSB came out of nowhere. It's ridiculous. Okay, hold on. I need 16 gigs of RAM and 108 megapixel camera just to post a picture. You don't need all of that. Some people don't. I mean, some people like the innovation. Like, I think it's crazy what Samsung is doing with that, like 100 times zoom on those newer phones. But my computer, the one that I'm live streaming on, the one that I edit on, has 16 gigs of RAM, and I still think that it has probably too much RAM than what it needs. And that's because it has a motherboard that I can still add, a few more DIMMs of or a few more RAM sticks, so I can actually have up to, like, I think 64 gigs of RAM on this computer, and I don't need it. Like, I definitely don't need it. I feel like it runs just fine with 16 gigs as is. But again, this is a PC that I built, and it's not a phone, and it runs fine. It gets the job done. Could it be better? Yes, but I mean, like, I don't need more than what I have right now. Maybe later on, maybe I'll decide to buy a Mac Pro, a $5,000 Mac Pro, so that I can have an editing beast. You know what I mean? But I just don't know if I'll ever need something like that. At least not at this point in my YouTube career/channel. So let's see. It's going to be funny if a Note 20 gets the 20 gigs of RAM. I don't think so, honestly. Maybe 24 gigs of RAM. I think at that point it's like really, like, I mean, smartphones have plateaued already. Like, I don't see why you need that much RAM in a phone. You know what I mean? If To me, like, if you're having that much RAM in a phone, it's because the software that is going with it is not working well. That's why. Again, going back to, like, the iPhone 11 specs, you know what I mean? Let's go. Let me look that crap up. iPhone 11 specs, obviously. The iPhone 11 only has 4 gigs of RAM, dude, and it's still probably like one of the fastest phones you can have. So, like, what is Apple doing differently that Samsung is not? Where Apple has only 4 gigs of RAM on their phone, you know what I mean? It has a 3100 milliamp battery. Again, which goes back to the amount of tech that's going into these newer Samsung devices, and then what's in the Apple devices. Obviously, the chipset is different. Apple has their Bionic chips or whatever, which is probably the reason why they cost so much money, but they get the job done. Let's see. Samsung says it's going to be okay. Samsung says I make, edit, and upload all videos from my phone, but 8 gigabytes is essential. But I can do that on my iPhone that has 4 gigabits of RAM, or 4 gigabytes of RAM, whatever you want to call it, and I have no issues with it. So what I mean, like, you don't need it. I don't think you need more than like 4 to 6 gigs of RAM on a phone, to be honest. By the way, Ultratech, I love your videos on the LG G6, man. Keep putting them out there, man. I would like to see more videos on the LG G6. I really have considered getting an LG G6 just to play around with in 2020. I mean, that phone's already like 3-4 years old already. Came out in 2017. Ultratech says they're so obsessed with making a phone that bends, but can't build a damn phone that doesn't crack when it's dropped on concrete. Yep, you're right about that. Let's see, too much revenue to be made with repairs and sales from cracked phones, and you're right about that, honestly. Mine has 2 gigs and isn't much as a problem. I don't know what phone you're using right now, Samsung, so I don't know what you're talking about. I do not know what you're talking about, but like me personally, like if I were to go the editing route, like on a phone or something, I would probably go like the or a tablet. I would probably go the iPad Pro route or whatever, just to see like how that would go. I've seen that some YouTubers kind of transition from that. Oh yeah, excuse me. Yeah, 4 to 6 gigs is more than enough. It's really just how they're implementing the software. Like, again, this Nexus 4 has 2 gigs of RAM, dude, and it's still snappy. It still works. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to say there. Like, I can jump from app to app, no problem. Okay, I don't know what I just hit there. What did I just hit there? Oh, I started PUBG Mobile by accident. So again, I can jump from YouTube or whatever, and I can still do things with this phone. You know what I mean? And you guys can see how fast that phone is. 2 gigs of RAM, 2012 when this phone came out, probably. Still gets the job done. You know what I mean? I can get on Instagram over here if I wanted to. Boom, Instagram. Hold on, there you go. And there is New Mobile. Like there's a free advertisement by New Mobile right there. By the way. By the way, this version doesn't have, I guess, the blacked out version of how do you say? Yeah, it's okay. Blacked out version of Instagram just yet. I guess that's only on some phones, but not this version. Tacos. I love tacos. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, glass is glass. It's gonna shatter just like a windshield on a car. You know, people can advertise that their car that the windshields are made differently, but if a rock hits it, it's still gonna crack depending on the speed that it's hitting it at. So let's see. The lower end Samsung phones, they optimize the software to work with 2 gigs of RAM. So I mean, again, I don't know why. Like they're not doing it. They're not optimizing the software to work. What's up? Johnny Gooch, make that 8 Marvel Man. I don't know what this guy's talking about, but okay. But yeah, I mean, they don't really, again, I think 4 to 6 is pretty ample. But again, once you get past that 8 route, I think for me, 8 would probably be like the most maxed out version of a phone or at least an Android phone, I guess. iPhone, I don't know. iPhones, if they wanted to, they could probably only go back to like 2 or 3 gigs of RAM. I remember the iPhone 10 only having 3 gigs of RAM. And it ran just fine. I mean, they could always go back to plastic. I'm still really not a fan of glass backs on a phone. I mean, I remember when the Nexus 4 came out with this, I wasn't a fan because I ended up getting the case for it. And I wanted to show off the pretty back. But I guess because of the wireless charging technology or whatever, they have to go that route, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessary for wireless technology, but I mean, I guess that's how phone manufacturers want to do it, so that if you drop a phone, you're gonna end up having to replace it because of the glass on the back or even the front. So exactly. So Samsung is doing that. In a sense, if you want to get their Galaxy flagship phones, now it's going to cost you at least $1,000 for their cheapest one. You know what I mean? It's like, why do it? You know what I mean? I just really have no reason, or there really is no reason to want to do that, I guess. You know what I mean? Kind of makes me want to go get like a Note phone or whatever just to see how they are. Johnny Gooch says Apple's king. Apple is king, by the way. I have been enjoying my iPhone 11. I know Altertech got his girl an iPhone 11, I believe. I don't know if she still has that or not. I haven't seen an update on that. But how has the phone been working out for her, man? I kind of want to know if she's still using it. Maybe you swapped it out for a OnePlus 7 Pro or something like that. I'm confused, Ultratech. Are you that OnePlus guy? Or are you Ultratech, man? I've been seeing your name flip flopping every now and then. So I'm sure she's enjoying night mode on it. Also, I mean, I know you've been posting some night shots on some of the other phones that you've been testing out. I know you got the OnePlus 7T. I think black, right? But okay, let's see. The speed on the MacBook is unreal. MacBooks are good. I mean, I think they're a little over expensive for what they are, but I mean, the thing about Mac computers are they work really well for what they do. Even though some people are like, I can build a computer with the same specs. That might be the case, but you still don't have, I guess, the longevity of Apple products. You know what I mean? I think people don't really realize the longevity of Apple products and how long they last compared to some of these other products. You know what I mean? I had my MacBook Pro for a good 5 years, a 2014 MacBook Pro. I sold it in 2019 because, I, was needing extra cash, and I ended up purchasing this iMac over here for significantly less. But I really regret selling it now, and I really regret kind of using this Mac over here because I had that MacBook Pro that I could have kept and I could have still been using. But it is what it is. It was good for what it was. You know what I mean? Altertech says battery life is important. Battery life is important. I think a lot. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you have these Samsung phones coming out with like 5,000 milliamp with their Plus Ultra phones over here. And it's like, okay, like, again, iPhone 11 over here with the 3,100 milliamp battery, with only 4 gigs of RAM. So it's like, do you really need those high end specs, or again, does software implementation matter on these phones? And this is the reason why I have stuck more with Apple than going to Android, for that specific reason, because again, lower end specs, obviously not including the chipset that is included in these phones, but you could throw in an older chip, of these Apple phones, the A9 processor or even the A10 or whatever, uh, processors that were like in the iPhone 6 or 6S, and they would work just as good today with the specs that they're putting in the iPhone 11. You know what I mean? So it's like, really, it's the software. It's not so much the hardware; it's the software that makes the hardware work well with these devices. You know what I mean? CV Tech says OnePlus is one phone. I've never tried a OnePlus phone either. I've never owned a Pixel device either, so I would love to own a Pixel device and get my hands on one. But at the same time, it's like, maybe if I can get like a Pixel 3a for like a couple $100s, I would probably do it. Yeah, Tech for Your Need says, I agree with Apple's products longevity, and yes, I think that's one thing that people kind of undersell, is the longevity of Apple products. I have an iMac from 2010 that still runs over here, and it works probably almost as well as like some modern day computers. Probably some cheapy, like $300 to $500 computer that you can go buy that's running Windows 10 Home, but it's working pretty good. It gets the job done. It has Thunderbolt. I have this connected to a 50-inch TV as a secondary monitor. So this is where I watch my anime and all that. You know what I mean? And it's just a good device to have. You know what I mean? The webcam on this is a 720p webcam, but it still looks pretty good. And today, if I were to be like, live streaming, I would be using that webcam over here. It would look just as good as what you guys are seeing here. You know what I mean? So I've wanted to get a Pixel 2 a while back, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't think I can do it. To be honest, I really have not been a fan of what Google and the Pixel devices have really done, for its, I guess, for itself. You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a smartphone camera. I mean, maybe yes, the stock Android still works really well, but you have all these other top manufacturers, like again Samsung throwing in the 16 gigs of RAM, and OnePlus 7, where they're using their version of Android, whether it be vanilla Android or skinned or Oxygen OS, whatever, and it's working as well or even better than vanilla Android. So it's like, what's the point of having pure vanilla Android anymore if it's really not performing where all of these other devices are excelling in? You know what I mean? And Samsung says it's the operating system that does it all. And you're right. That is correct. TSB says you could get a Pixel 2 for 100 something in good condition. It has Android 10. Could be worse. I might consider that. Let me eBay this really quick, man. Google Pixel 2 unlocked. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. You can get one for about $188 to $190. I can get a brand new Pixel 2 XL for $129. So that might be something I might consider reviewing on my channel. Should I get the Panda version, guy? Are these new? USA free shipping. Google Pixel 2. You get it refurbed for about $100. It's not too bad. I don't think I would want to get the XL version. I would probably want to get the smaller version actually of it, just because I want to have a more pocketable phone to play with. You know what I mean? So I might end up doing that. If it's only $100, that might be something I want to mess around with. And you're right, it is the operating system that does it all. Samsung says Motorola really goes hard with stock Android. I think that was one thing that I've really enjoyed about Motorola phones. And I was telling you guys earlier in the live stream, if you were here, that, Motorola, ever since when they got bought out by Google, they were essentially sold to Lenovo, and Lenovo took over, but they still kept the, Motorola branding to it. Is that Motorola has made great phones. It's just that I don't think they're not really marketing them well anymore. I guess they're just really kind of like, I feel like, when Google bought them, that they could have been like one of the top runners for smartphones in the US, and they could have been competing with the likes of Samsung and Apple, right? But because, Google decided, hey, let's sell them off. We only needed them for the patents or whatever they bought them for. They did well when they had the X3 and maybe even the X4. As far as their devices go, those were their flagships. I feel like they kind of went down the drain with the Moto Z series, though. I feel like that was not something that I really cared about. All of those Moto mods, yes, they're pretty cool, but at the end of the day, like, how many people are going to buy the Moto mod attachments that are costing almost as much as the phone? You know what I mean? I might look into that. Lenovo doesn't give it. You're right. Lenovo does not give enough love to Motorola, so I think that's probably why they're. I mean, I'm sure the phones are making money. I think their mid-range devices do well. Whether it be the Moto G or the Moto E series. You know what I mean? I feel like that sector of the market, are for people that don't really care to have specs in a smartphone, but want a smartphone that will work fairly well for what it is. You know what I mean? I've really considered getting the Moto G8 right now because I think the Moto G8 on Amazon is like what, like, I don't know if that phone is getting a lot of love or whatever. Moto G8. Let's see. Right now, it's only, you can get the Moto G8 Play for $169 on Amazon Prime. And again, that's only 2 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal memory. I'm reading off the spec list there. You can still get the Moto G7, which is very good phone for what it was. The Moto G8 Plus, which again has that 6.3-inch screen, 48 megapixel camera, 4,000 milliamp battery. Good specs for a mid-range device that are just, it's gonna work well. You know what I mean? It's not gonna flip out on you. It's not gonna do bad things. It's running stock Android. For the price point, though, I might decide to wait on it, though. You know what I mean? But again, you can get phones like the Moto G7 Plus. You know what I mean? Again, specs from last year, but again, they're specs that work really well for what they are, and it is what it is. I remember having the Moto G7. I ended up selling it after having it a couple of months, but I remember using it. I remember using that phone with doing a lot of live streams with that phone. I would use it for filming certain things here and there, and it worked good for what it was. You know what I mean? Let me take a look at the Moto G8 Play. The Moto G8 Play actually still has 3 camera sensors, even though the camera sensor layout doesn't look very well for what it is. Looks like it's a pretty good phone. You know what I mean? That might be a phone I might be consider getting also, the Moto G8 Play. We'll see how that goes, though. But again, going back to the Pixel 2 or even the Umidigi X, you know what I mean? There's so many phones that, like, I've considered getting, guys. You don't even know. Like, let's see. Ultratech says Google should have never sold Motorola. I agree. They should have kept Motorola. They could have branded their phones a lot better, in my opinion. Google as a company could have pushed that to hell. You know what I mean? Our dog says, I've rarely seen any videos on the Motorola G8 phones. Don't understand it. They've been out already for about, like, I want to say close to a month already. And they're there. It's just that people don't really care about them because, first of all, Motorola is not marketing them at all. People, I guess they're kind of under the grid where it's like, well, do people care to know when these phones are released anymore? Or it is what it is, I guess. You know what I mean? The Moto G Stylus. What is the Moto G Stylus? I don't know what that is. Ultratech hanging out in my live stream, man. I feel so special having Ultratech here. You know what I mean? AKA the OnePlus guy, man. Appreciate it, man. Hope your channel is continuing to thrive, man. I'm getting close to that 10K mark, and I'm just, like, tasting it already. I'm just like, 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 I'm so close to 10,000, to double digits. I wish YouTube would send a plaque for people that hit 10,000, just like a little plaque or something like that, something cute. You know what I mean? I hate that you have to hit 100,000 to get anything now, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I might be dead before I hit 100,000 subs on YouTube. So the Moto G stylus is getting a lot of buzz. Well, that's interesting. You know what I mean? But I don't really care for phones that have styluses. I never cared for the LG Stylo. I never cared for the Note. You know what I mean? I think they're good phones, for someone that I guess, wants to have that little pen feature where you can write stuff down. Like, I don't see the point, because phone screens are sensitive with or without that. I can do stuff with my finger just as I could with a stylus, I guess. Dang, you're saying Motorola has put out 6 or 7, and that's phones within the past couple of months. And that's the thing, no one's really paying attention to that. I'm not seeing a lot of other YouTubers post as well. Even people that I follow, guys like Kevin Breeze or TechRite, haven't really been seeing a lot of unboxings and stuff on Motorola phones from them. I'm seeing more like ZTE, Samsung, LG, stuff like that. But it is what it is, guys. So, but guys, I'm gonna get off. Thank you for joining in on the stream. I gotta hit the shower because it's already late, and the later it gets, the less I want to get in the shower. I don't want to wait until the morning. So fellas, thanks for joining in on this live stream tonight. I really appreciate y'all being here. Art Dog, CV Tech, Ultratech, Samsung, Mikey Tech, Dead Zone, Tech for Your Needs, TSB, all you fellas that, are fans of my channel or follow me or friends with me in real life, whether we've met in person or we just follow each other on social media, I really appreciate you guys being here and continuing to support my channel. So again, guys, thanks again. Hopefully I can get that Samsung Galaxy A30s video up and running, hopefully within a week or so. We'll see how that goes. I'm waiting on my friend. She has the camera. She has the equipment to work on the video, so I'm just waiting there. So again, guys, thank you all for watching. Support the Leaf, obviously. Again, share my channel on your social medias if you can. And again, guys, thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys next time, okay?